The city of Fresno has sent dozens of memos to builders around the city, letting them know that their projects are on hold. Now, this comes after a recent court ruling siding with the environmental groups who say Fresno's environmental impact report did not address air pollution, water, and pedestrian traffic. On this Wired Wednesday, GVWire.com reporter Edward Smith joins us to explain how this could force some builders to spend tens of thousands of dollars and months of work to do their own environmental analysis. Good morning, Edward. Thank you for being here.
Morning, Jim.
What did the Fifth Court of Appeals say with this ruling?
Basically, they were saying that the city of Fresno did not do enough work on their environmental review. Now, this is making sure that air pollution, new projects don't pollute the air, making sure that traffic analysis, so that all the traffic going into these projects isn't going to impact pedestrians or too much other traffic, and then also sucking up groundwater. They said that they didn't do enough work to account for all the problems with air pollution and water.
And what's the city's justification for that, for not doing that?
So one thing that they pointed out that environmental groups have always criticized the city is that they said that the development benefits outweigh the impacts of increased air pollution and diminished water supplies. And that's something the courts simply did not agree with. So now we have to go back to the drawing board and come up with a whole new plan, which is a major undertaking.
Right, and what does that mean for companies that rely on that environmental report?
So a lot of companies, this basically saves them tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars from having to do their own environmental analysis, not to mention the time that goes into that, whether that be months or years. So they've been told, for the projects that are already underway, they've been told, well, it's on you guys. You guys now have to take care of that. For future projects, I've talked to some people who are very worried about, if you want to do any building, residential, commercial, even industrial, you're going to have a hard time getting through because you're going to have to do all that work on your own.
Oh my goodness, and you mentioned some of them, but what kind of projects are really affected by this, in addition to what you just mentioned?
So what some people are worried about is, and what a lot of the environmental groups were concerned about industrial. But other businesses are getting wrapped up in this as well, residential and commercial projects. Now, bigger projects like Costco, remember the new Costco going to Northwest Fresno, they did their own environmental review. So the big guys can kind of do their own. It's going to take a lot of work for the smaller guys who can, who have to do that now on their own.
Is there any solution here?
The solution would be, so the court set out a guideline for the city to do six things to address, like I said, air pollution, water levels, and then traffic. But that's going to take a lot. Whether the city council wants to do that, that's a big deal. And whether they can do it, it's going to be left to be seen.
All right, we're depending on you to help us stay up to date on that. We appreciate that. Edward with GVWire.com. We always appreciate when you come on. Thanks for joining us on this Wired Wednesday.
Thank you, Jim.
We'll be right back.